It's No Nut November, which means no masturbation for many of you for a whole month. So far, I have uploaded 2 videos on masturbation since I started with UroChannel, and from the comments they received, it became clear to me that masturbation is a difficult topic to talk about. So, if you are very religious and your religion forbids masturbation, if you reject masturbation for any reason there may be, here's a disclaimer. Don't watch this video. You won't like it because it will be hard on your misbeliefs. Don't leave hate speech in the comments because I will delete anything in breach with the YouTube community guidelines. Instead, watch this video. This is a nice walk in Winter Wonderland with me playing the flute. It will be much more soothing to your mind than playing with your own flute, so to speak. Okay, if you're ready, here we go. We can say that masturbation has been around for as long as there has been mankind. Prehistoric rock paintings bear witness of it, and we know from ancient Greece, ancient Egypt, and also ancient Rome that it wasn't a big deal. On the contrary, in ancient Greece it was regarded as normal, and in ancient Egypt it came close to a magical act. The ancient Sumerians believed that masturbation enhanced sexual potency in both sexes. This all pretty much changed with the big religions appearing on the scene of world history. In many religions of the world, masturbation is regarded as sin. And if we take a look at the Bible, for example, it doesn't explicitly forbid masturbation. However, sexual fantasy inevitably accompanies masturbation, and sexual fantasy doesn't necessarily correspond to religious norms. So the Christian Church and many others are against it. If you were brought up in a conservative religious environment, you will have incorporated these norms, and they most likely will stick with you throughout your life. Feelings of shame and guilt will inevitably follow once you weren't strong enough and couldn't resist. And by the way, while theologists and moralists until early modern age fought their crusade against what they considered a sin against nature, the medical community couldn't care less. Okay, that's the foundation. Now, let's move on in history. In the year 1712, John Marten, a quack and writer from England, anonymously published a pamphlet that was destined to change the world, Onania, or the heinous sin of self-pollution. Soon it was translated into all European languages and spread over large parts of the world. Marten claimed that excessive masturbation caused a number of diseases. That was the beginning of a campaign against masturbation in Europe during the 18th and 19th centuries. The Age of Enlightenment also saw great thinkers who promoted individual emancipation and who became very influential. We still know their names to this day: Jean-Jacques Rousseau, François Voltaire, Immanuel Kant. However, they also preached prudery. Kant regarded masturbation as misconduct, and in his opinion, sex only existed for procreation. In the year 1760, Swiss physician, Calvinist professor and Vatican advisor Samuel Auguste Tissot published his book L'Onanisme, and with his writings opened the way for medical pathologization of masturbation. The false beliefs that it causes sexual dysfunction, insanity, spinal cord atrophy, cancer, and so on are all rooted here. Others followed on the path Tissot had taken. During the 19th century, French venereologist Claude-François Lallemand and American physician Samuel Weisel-Gross warned against a masturbation epidemic resulting in complex problems in society. Around the middle of the 19th century, the American physicians Edward H. Dixon and Alonzo Garwood described a complete impoverishment of young boys as a result of avid masturbation. By that time, the misbelief that masturbation causes erectile dysfunction was deeply rooted, also in American society. A lot of preventive measures were introduced to the market, like chastity belts for boys and girls, electrical warning systems in case of erections, and penis rings with spikes to prevent erections. So-called treatments included electrical shocks to the rectum and urethra.
Ouch!
So this may all be historic and none of you was born during that period, but still, you bear all of that stuff with you in your minds from the olden days. Your ancestors handed it down to you from generation to generation. It's your cultural heritage and it is very much alive. In 1994, Surgeon General of the United States, Joycelyn Elders, was forced to resign by President Clinton after a public statement about masturbation being a part of human sexuality. But is masturbation dangerous? Find out by watching this video. Bye bye.